Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi. We're back.
We're back.
Oh, my God.
Happy
August.
Yeah.
Fuck, the year's already half over.
It's great. Going on vacation soon next week.
I'm so excited for you.
It's not really anywhere I would like choose to go on vacation to.
But it's going to be for a family thing and it'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be nice.
When was the last time you saw this family? Part of the family?
I mean, some of them it's only been like
a few months.
Yeah.
Because we saw
them in Seattle. I don't know. But I haven't seen my aunt in a while.
Yes, we know each other's families.
I know. I think I haven't seen my aunt since my mom passed away.
Okay. Since we all went back for her thing. That was really nice.
Yeah, so I think it's been 5 years.
Yeah. That's insane.
And now it's my aunt's 60th birthday.
And the weather will be nice too.
There's like it's going to be like super hot here in Arizona, like 117.
Like a heat wave?
Yeah, a heat wave. And so in Sacramento,
yeah,
it's going to be like 102 and 97. So it's like,
yeah, it's going to be hot for there.
Yeah, but it's still hot.
That 20 degrees though does make a difference.
I know, but
it goes from like hot to like oven, I feel.
Yeah. And I mean, it does get hot in Sacramento. And then we're also going to Redding to go visit my grandma because she lives there. So we're flying into Sacramento.
Okay.
Driving up takes like 2 hours to drive up and then spending a couple nights there.
Yeah. And your grandmother's wonderful.
I know. She's so cute.
Little precious angel muffin.
I know. She's so
and
cute.
She does not look like a grandmother. Like the way she is so on it.
She's a great grandmother.
Well, technically, yeah. But like she does not look her age.
Yeah.
So whatever she's doing.
Like 87, 88, I think.
Yeah. And guys, I'm telling you, 60 max. Max.
Yeah. And she's so little.
She's just this little tiny muffin. But she's like running around. She's always busy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She's so cute.
I know.
We love her.
I don't think she drives as much anymore, but she's pretty sure she's still driving. I don't know. I'll ask her when I get there. She texts though.
Yeah.
Like we text.
Yeah. She's a hip granny.
Yeah. It's great.
Oh.
So I'm excited to just spend some like quality time with her. So it'll be nice because she is coming to Sacramento too for my aunt's birthday.
Yeah.
So
I'm so excited for you. That'll be really, really nice to have some family time.
Yeah. And get to see some of my cousins and.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. These mother effing strings, I was just sitting on it and I could feel myself getting pulled.
Oh, jeez.
Down. Okay.
Shirt strings.
Okay, I'm fine. It's fine.
So, yeah.
Okay, so you have that trip and then
nothing. And then I come back. But
okay.
I just need a break from work.
Yeah.
I like counted all my days off. I've only had like 12 days off this year so far. And it's
because you have unlimited PTO.
Yeah, I know. And it's been like a Friday and a Monday.
Yeah, it's like you're trying to have like a longer weekend
and
versus.
So, and most of that was when Eliana was in cheer at the beginning of the year.
Yeah. Because Fridays and Mondays were needed.
Yeah.
Because
travel and all of that.
Yeah, the travel alone. And she would always have practice on Friday.
Yep. So anyways, I was like, dude, I need to take like an actual week off work. So I need to plan like a week off, figure it out. So maybe like for fall break when Eliana's on fall break and do something.
That'll be nice. Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay.
But Dan and I are going to Vegas in October. Yes. So super
for the
excited
When We Were
that.
Young tour, right?
Yes.
Yes. Oh my God, I'm so excited for you.
I know.
One day.
As always.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah. Living your teenage dreams again.
Yeah. So anyways, just need a break from work. So.
Yeah, I get that. Chris and I were talking about that too. And I really need a vacation. And I know he does too. Like, I feel like he's not really vocal about it though. Like
he just kind of keeps trucking along.
Yes. And I'm like, okay, but we need a vacation. Like I need to get away from work. Same thing. I haven't taken that many days off because it's been like we went camping. So it was a couple days here and there. But like I haven't taken any solid time off except for when I was in jury duty, which will come in a future episode. But that was actually quite the experience. So jury duty was the longest time I had away. But like real talk, like I felt like I was back in fucking college. Like I was taking notes.
Yeah.
I had to remember. Yeah, I had to remember all these things in jury duty that like, you know, somebody had said in the trial a week prior, and I'm like, good thing I have a notebook I can write shit down in because I ain't gonna remember how it is. But yeah, so that was, I felt like it was actually harder than my job.
Well, and I mean, you took it seriously. So,
right. Yeah, I took it seriously, and I was there for the experience for sure because it wasn't a murder case. So don't get excited. Don't get crazy.
I know, especially in Arizona, like you never know.
You never know.
There's been so many bizarre, big cases.
Yes. Yeah, which is
here.
What?
Like, and I love some true crime.
Yeah, you do.
Know I love some
and
true
I don't.
crime. Oh
which
my gosh.
is so like, of course, Kayla was chomping at the bit, and I couldn't talk about it during the experience.
Chomping at the bit.
Yeah, and she was like, "Can you talk about it now?
need
Can you
to
talk about
know."
it now? Can you talk about it now?" And then, you know, we had a girls' day and talked about it, but that'll come on a future episode. That one, maybe we'll do that in next episode. That was fun.
Yeah.
But I would really like to get away. We have a couple places in mind. I'm very, very, very grateful in life. I have wonderful in-laws that have multiple houses.
Yeah, that you can
So
go
like,
and
it's
visit.
nice to be able to go visit because none of them are in Arizona. So we can always go visit.
Yeah, so for you, it's
And-
always like getting away.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's still a vacation because for me, vacation is not working.
Totally.
So like today is vacation for me. Like we get to record and then I'm going to hang out. We're going to go swimming, hence the bathing suit on. But yeah, so we're thinking about it, but we would like to get away somewhere. But the problem is because of Chris's job and because they do the big suicide awareness event at the end of September, he's busy up until then. So after that, they kind of slow down a little bit and he feels like he can take time off because he doesn't work for corporate America. So he doesn't get paid to take time off.
Right. He's not working.
So,
he's not getting anything.
Correct. Yeah. So, and thankfully I do, but you know,
Yeah.
so hopefully we'll get a little bit of time off in October. But also there's a rumor that my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law are coming out in October.
Oh my God, you're such a psychopath.
I
Dear
love
Lord.
my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law. They are the best, two of the best people I've ever met in my life. So they're coming out, I think, the end of October.
Nice.
That's the rumor. That. Yeah. Okay. For those of you who listened last week, we found out who our biggest fan was. And it happened.
We're so excited. Honestly, like, I'm so excited to talk about this. Probably because it doesn't have to do with me. Which is and it all has to do with you.
Yeah.
And I feel like I have had so many family issues in my life. And for once, it's not me. And like, to be clear, I am always like open and interested to hear like both sides of all these stories.
Same.
Like I would love to hear a different side.
Yeah,
to this
the other
story.
side.
Like, oh my God. Okay.
100%.
But what I will say is this is like real.
This is real
It's
life, bro.
Real life. I think it's an interesting topic for a lot of people these days. I think it also now, I think for you, it's not like that big of a deal, right? Like you kind of laugh about it.
Yeah.
Because it means nothing to you anymore because you've moved past it.
Yes.
But at one point in your life, it was a big deal.
I'm not going to lie. I was triggered.
Yeah.
With something that was said.
Sure.
So like,
Yeah.
you will probably see a visceral reaction from me sitting here with me doing it, but you're right. I have done a lot of work.
Yeah. To get to the point that you're at today.
The I don't give a fuck point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think that for a lot of people, like whether it's family or close family or step parents or whatever the case may be, you know, there's not that expectation to have that relationship anymore. And like, I can stand on my own 2 feet and like, I don't need your help to support me. Like I can do it on my own. And yeah, there's different perspectives and there's different stories to everything.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people can relate, and it's,
Well, and truthfully,
it's also just like a lot of tea, which
just a
I
little
love.
tea, just a little pipey hot tea ball. It's just a little bit. But also I appreciate you saying that because it is real life.
Yeah.
And a lot of people go through these same exact issues. And like you said, whether it's parents or step parents or whatever, but statistically, we are the first generation, or at least the generation that has done this the most, is cutting off our parents.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, our parents were baby boomers.
Yeah. So
my parents were born in the 50s and my mom was born in 60.
Yeah.
And, let me just say, I think my mom was really oppressed as a child. She grew up in rural Ohio, up near Lake Erie, for all y'all up there. And my grandmother was involved in the church and very proper. And I remember my grandma wearing pantyhose up until the day she's like every day to work until she stopped working.
Yeah.
And my mom was the complete opposite of that.
Yeah,
my mom was like the flower.
Same.
Exactly. And our moms were the flower children. They just wanted to be free and dance.
Not wear a bra.
Fuck the bra. Burn
wear
your
a flower
bra.
in my hair.
Yeah. Put flowers in my hair.
Yeah.
Have a man sweep me off of his feet. But also like doing it her way.
But also I don't need a fucking man.
But also like I'm independent enough. I have my own job. I don't need you. But it was nice.
Yeah.
To have that like idea versus like you were expected to have all these things. And I mean, truthfully, up until a couple months before my grandma passed, like when I would burp, my grandma would be like, oh, you're so not ladylike. I'm like, Grandma, I've never claimed to be a lady.
No, it's
ever.
So, okay. So it's so funny that you say that because we're going to go visit my grandma.
Yeah.
And like, I haven't had this conversation yet, but I will. And I do every time before, but I have to like prepare Eliana. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Not that I expect her to act differently, but I also like, I respect my elders at the same time, like respect how
just
they
have
want
a little
you.
level of propriety.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
Just like you don't have to be up here, but you have to be like,
yes. Like,
I expect a few things from you.
Yeah.
Out of 10 things, I expect 3 to 5. Like,
yeah. So anyways, so I totally get that. And I remember that as a kid too, like having to just like, not that I did, I'm sure, but I remember thinking it.
Yeah.
So,
I know you said you haven't had the talk yet. Can you give us just a tidbit of like what your grandmother would expect?
I don't honestly, like she's pretty low key.
She seems pretty low key.
She is
like
low key.
She's so way more chill than my grandma. Any of my grandmas were.
Yeah, she curses. Like, you know what I mean? But I think just like overall manners and like being helpful and like that kind of like
being like, oh, can I do the dishes?
Yeah,
can I
things like
can
that.
I stir this for you if you need to do something else? Or can
I will be cooking.
Can I take out the trash?
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be cooking, not her.
Oh. Does your grandmother not cook?
Oh, she cooks, but you know, she cooks like a grandma.
Yeah. And like you got your father's chef hand, so I love that.
My cousin lives up there too, and she has 3 kids and a stepdaughter, and so they've all been like wanting my rice. You know how it is.
The rice.
My rice and beans. So.
Yeah, but the rice, and thankfully you're not trying to gatekeep because you do. No. You're like, oh my god, it's so easy.
It's
just
so
put the
easy.
onions in and you saute and you add the garlic and then you throw it all in and
that's it.
Easy peasy. So like but it is next level rice, and it's made. It's so weird because like you wouldn't expect just like a couple spices and some sauteed onions to make a huge difference, but it does.
Yeah, it's great.
It does. It's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
So back to real life, and you'll see me referring to my phone because I may or may not have some text messages of screenshots of text messages that I'm going to refer to. So just a quick recap. Come to find out, my brother had been staying with Mark, his father, my original Sipila name. This is him. He paid child support for me.
This is your stepdad who adopted you.
Well, technically he signed my birth certificate. He was there when I was born.
Okay.
Because he had known my mom. They had been married previously. They got divorced. She got pregnant. They got back together. He knew that I was not his. Okay. Just so that everybody is fully aware. This man knew I was not his.
Yeah.
And so I call him my dad because I grew up with him being my dad. But then
he's on your birth certificate.
And he's on my birth certificate. Yes. He's legally my father, but not biologically.
Okay.
Yes. The sperm donor we don't talk about because there's no relationship, so there's nothing to talk about. But yeah, so Mark, he married a woman named Linda. And
we're naming names.
Oh, I'm throwing the name out because
we are naming names.
I feel like the name kind of coordinates with Linda's. I've met a couple nice Lindas, but some of them are not the nicest. So maybe it was a Linda thing, maybe it wasn't. But either way, that's just me being petty. So she came into my life, if I can remember, around 5 or 6 years old.
How old were you when your parents split?
Oh, I'm sorry. So they got divorced when I was like 3.
Okay. So very young.
Right. I remember there are flashbacks of residing in the same house.
Yeah.
Them residing in the same house. And we had a turtle. It was in Glendale. He had actually.
Ooh, glad you got out of there.
Oh my
Glendale.
God. Right.
Just kidding.
Mark actually built a bunny run on the side. I think I've talked about this before. On the side of the house, because a lot of the houses have like these probably 6 to 8 foot gaps on the side right before the fence, and he literally turned it into a bunny run. So we had little bunnies that I could climb out the kitchen window because it was all on that side of the house. It was so cute. Anyways, so I very distinctly remember a couple of those things. But then I remember he moved into this apartment with her. And I don't remember them being together very long before they got married. And I want to say it was at the courthouse, and I want to say I was actually present for this. Do I have any distinct memories? No, but I feel like that there are some foggy ones of the conversation being had that Mark did talk to us about this. And maybe it all happened just really quickly because I was young. So either way, and they've been together ever since. So Linda came with 2 girls. I won't name their names because I have no beef with them. But it was kind of a different relationship because my mom and Daryl, my stepdad, got together right around the same time.
Okay.
And Daryl had 2 boys.
Oh, interesting.
So, and spending the most of my time, like, because the custody agreement was I would stay with my mom Monday through Friday. They would exchange us Friday afternoon at my grandparents' house. Because my grandparents lived in Glendale and it was kind of the halfway point because they were in North Phoenix. And then Sunday exchange would happen again at grandma's house and it'd be easy peasy. So, because we lived in Levine at the time, it was a lot of driving. But so we met her. Quickly things, like she seemed nice off the bat. Here's the other thing too, is they were drinkers. So, and I've mentioned this before that all of my parents were alcoholics except for Daryl. So for periods of my childhood or all of my childhood, I would actually venture to say all 3 of them were absolutely alcoholics all through my childhood. So that does play into some of this, I think, too. So I just want to be clear that I was very aware of this, and we were all very aware of this as kids too.
Yeah.
That are like, they would have roadies in the car.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the tumblers.
Quite a lot of people did that back
Correct.
then.
Right. And this was the 90s.
Yeah.
So like, you also have to keep that in mind is
different time,
different era before the DUI laws got bad in Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I shouldn't say they're bad, because they're absolutely not bad, but they I think are bad. The strictest.
Like super
yes,
strict is
they
what I
are
meant.
the strictest in the country.
Like
I wanted to make sure we both, because we both absolutely agree with having very strict DUI laws.
Yeah.
I 100% support that. Again, I know my mom had at least 2 DUIs. I don't know.
Yeah, I know my mom had at least 1.
Yeah, I don't know about
two.
Mark and Linda, but I would absolutely venture to say they probably had at least 1 each. But who knows? Because you didn't do jail time back then unless you got the 3rd one.
Yeah.
So,
a cop drove my mom home once.
I mean, yeah. But that's how it was. It was a different time. It was a different culture. Not saying that it was okay.
Yes.
Because absolutely we were in danger as children. Getting into these cars with our parents that had an open container and or mixed drink or whatever they liked in the car. So long story short, my childhood summed up, I've mentioned this before too, is Linda made my childhood very, very hard as a stepdaughter. I could feel resentment coming off of her every second of every day that I was around her. I remember feeling very tense as a child and being able to recognize that tense feeling the second we would get to my grandma's house for the exchange. And I could feel it coming up to that. And I remember begging my mom, Matt and I both would beg our mom sometimes, like, we don't want to go to Dad's. This is Linda's like weekend off. Cause she also worked for the Postal Service and she would work. She worked a lot of Saturdays. I don't recall her being there a lot of Saturdays. Cause I'm sure she was picking up overtime and I know that they worked at least 2 every month or whatever.
Yeah.
So it was nice because those Saturdays are the days that Matt and I looked forward to. And I can speak for Matt because Matt and I both have a lot of memories from these days, but like those were the days where we would go and have a good time. Dad would take us on the boat. We'd go see a movie. Even like he'd pack us all up and go to Home Depot and be like, okay, you guys, so I have to get all these things. Just stay with me. And we never would stay with him. I would always stay with him and everybody else would run away. But then also like he would rip ass. He would fart in the aisle and point to one of us and blame us. And there'd be other people in the aisle. And
that's so funny.
This is why I don't get embarrassed as an adult. Like that's just one little thing. So it was like, he was so much fun when she wasn't around. And, his demeanor was also different around her. We sensed that at a very young age. Like this is not the same man when she is in his presence versus when she is not. So that was really hard. When I started really catching on that she actually hated me, I'm not going to speak for Matt because Matt has his own battle with this too. But I know that it was very mutual for what Matt and I felt because we both felt the same thing. But this is hard because she was really passive aggressively mean. She was never, it was always like, hey, can you do this for me? Because I would never tell her no. So here's the other thing too, is I was a people pleaser as a kid and I still am to a certain degree. Again, oldest daughter syndrome. So I always helped with the dishes. I always did anything she asked of me. It was very rare if I told her no ever, to be honest with you. And I would love to hear the other side of this because I'd love to hear if she had something to say about me not agreeing, because I wasn't only like this with her. I was like this with everybody.
Yeah, sure.
I like any cooking involved. I always did the dishes. I would always help. Like I was always ready. Also, I was trying to win her over.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I was trying to be a good daughter, and I would try to go above and beyond what her daughters would do in hopes that she would like me.
Yeah.
And accept me. because I knew that she didn't accept me.
Sure. Yeah.
I knew that she, besides the blatant obvious on holidays, would have 17 other presents that they opened. Oh, sorry.
Beep, beep.
Yeah, Dan cut that out. But so on holidays, like my stepsisters would get more presents and they would brag about them as soon as we got there. So she would have them open their presents before we got there. So they could brag about them. And then like we would get 1 or 2 presents. Oh, well, you get other presents elsewhere. So this was like, these were the passive aggressive things, right?
Sorry to interject.
Please interject.
I was so worried about that because I have 2 stepkids too. And so I literally would keep track of everything. And I would spend, I mean, some years, like when we first started dating, it was like $150 per kid.
Yeah.
And I would just like track it down. And then the older the kids got,
the more money.
And the younger Eliana was, it was like she would get more things, but because it was cheaper, you know?
Bigger presents are more expensive.
Yeah. So anyways, I was very like self-aware of that.
Yeah.
Because I didn't ever want it to be a thing. You know what I mean? Because I didn't
knew that about you.
Want anybody to feel any sort of way.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they still did to some degree. I can't speak for them. But.
Oh yeah. Well, and that's the thing is I think she did it because she could have had them wait until after, like, because we would only see him for certain holidays. We would always switch off holidays. Mm-hmm. Like if we saw him, if we were with him like Christmas morning, we would see my mom that afternoon, vice versa. So we'd always be there at some point. It could have, but anyways, that doesn't matter. But it's just the point of there were always like little quips. There were always, my kids are going to get treated better than you because whatever her reasoning was. And to be honest with you, I don't care what it was.
Yeah.
I don't care what her reasoning was.
That's the price you pay of marrying a man that has other children.
Correct. And that's the thing too, is I feel like,
please. And if you don't want to deal with it, then don't deal with it. And your man has to let go of the fucking kids.
Correct. Right. Yeah. And
not that I agree with that.
No.
At all whatsoever. Right. But you do damage to children.
Yes. And this is
if you don't want them around.
Well, and this is what many years of therapy has taught me, many years of going back and reliving these instances, because I still think about some specific instances where I'm like, was I nice in that moment? Then
you question yourself.
And then I'm like,
totally.
Maybe I was a dick.
Yeah.
You know, so as I grew up, I knew.
But you were also a child.
Yes, I was also a child.
Be very clear.
Yes.
You were also a child.
And
it's not your responsibility to figure other people's feelings out. It's their responsibility to help you with your feelings.
Well, and it wasn't my responsibility for her to work out her shit on me.
Correct.
Because of whatever she felt towards Mark.
Yeah.
She would take it out on Matt and I. Or, you know, whatever the feeling was. Or I feel like too, she would specifically not allow him. And I'm going to say not allow. Mm-hmm. I'm very aware of the words I'm using. She would specifically not allow him to do things with us because she knew that she wouldn't like it, or she knew that we wouldn't want her there. Mm-hmm. So, and this is over years of seeing them. So keep in mind, my dad paid child support for me despite...
And your brother.
Yeah, and my brother, despite all of these things going on. And I know that the court battle in court was not amazing. I don't know that side of this story, and this is where I would be very interested in hearing this side, but I don't know if I'll ever get that.
Yeah.
But I know it wasn't nice. I know my mom was not a fucking saint. I'm going to say that right now. I know my mom was going after him for more child support.
Oh, all those documents are public record. I can help you find that. No problem.
Thank you so much. Well, I mean like the actual, the details of it, but also like what was actually going on and how they felt about it.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Because I don't know how he felt about it. I know how my mom felt about it because she let us know. But I
mean, if I can speculate,
please speculate.
And I'm not trying to offend you either.
No, girl, you know that.
But I wonder if it's something like he didn't want to pay child support and was trying to get out of it.
And honestly, I think if he was like, I don't want to pay for Ashley anymore, I think my mom would have been like, okay. I think she would have let him out of it.
Really?
But again, I don't know.
Yeah.
My mom could have been. So here's the thing is my mom was also a woman, and I know how women feel when they're scorned.
Yeah.
And I know what heartbreak can do, and I know what feelings that can incite in your body and visceral reactions that can come from that. I can't imagine what it's like having kids on top of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, and having that relationship. So that's why I would be interested in hearing the other side. But I know there was a couple fights about custody. I know that my mom went back to get more money at some point, but either way, doesn't matter. My childhood was hard being around her. I do feel like now recognizing those feelings that I felt, those visceral feelings that was just the energy coming from her.
Yeah.
I was right spot on the whole time. And I think I said in a previous episode, something I have not spoken to her in the greater part of 10 years. And
she was a part of your life starting at a very young age.
Yes. And she was a part of my life starting at 5 or 6 years old. So, but they moved out of Arizona. I want to say it was like, it might have been 2019, but it might have been a couple earlier years than that. Honestly, like my mom dying in 2018, the 2 years before that and the 2 years after that are really, really fuzzy for me timeline wise. So it could have been, I could be wrong on that, but they decided they both retired, or Linda had retired. Mark was semi-retired. He was still like consulting for his company. And they were like, well, we're going to move to Florida.
Yep.
And they had talked about this for years. This was not a surprise coming. I haven't spoken to her pretty much since, except for a couple exchanges of text messages. Some of them being her trying to manipulate me into responding to her, because that's her best way of getting people to respond. Is she like tries to talk shit about you and then manipulates
so you defend yourself.
So you defend yourself, and then she's like, haha, gotcha. So I don't know if I
don't do that.
Yeah. Well, I may or may not have blocked her. But also like, I think I just stopped responding. So she stopped sending me text messages. Yeah. It wasn't like, go fuck yourself, Linda. It was like, yeah, no,
I'm done.
I have no interest in being around you. Yeah. So with that being said, a few years after that, one of the stepsisters got married. I was invited to the wedding. I did not attend said wedding. I think I told her, but I know I told Mark that I was like, I cannot be around Linda. And I do not want to be around anybody in her family either. Like, I didn't know who was going to be there. I just didn't want to be around it. Because I know that she's been very vocal to everybody in her family, her distaste for us. Me specifically, and my brother in very small quantities, but that's because Matt has put in a lot of effort in staying this relationship with his father, with Mark. Yeah. And Linda she's there. They're married. She's there. I have chosen to cut ties completely. I do text him on occasion, like saying, I love you, I miss you, his birthday, that kind of stuff. He always responds, which is very nice, but like we can't sit and have a conversation. The last time I saw him, they came out to visit a few years ago. He was able to set up a time without her, but her caveat is my nephew, my stepsister's son, was there. He's 12, because he'll report back to her with whatever is said and done. So I have not been able to have an honest conversation with my father in probably 15 years. Yeah. And I just want like 5 or 6 hours with him. I have a lot of questions. I have a lot of things I would like to get off my chest. And I would not like her interjection. I would like to hear from him without her around, because I know his demeanor is different around her. Yeah. So let's get into the fucking tea, you guys. So, I have known her distaste for me, blah, blah, blah.
Wait. Sorry.
Yes,
was
please.
he at your wedding?
He was. Okay. She was not.
Okay.
In fairness, I did invite her because I honestly thought he would not come without her.
And you wanted him there.
And I wanted him there. It meant more for me to have him there. He did not walk me down the aisle though.
No.
Because that was something I gave to my stepdad. There were a lot of reasons behind that. And yes, I did have a conversation with him before this. I did not spring it on him.
Yeah.
I told him, I was like, I am going to have Daryl walk me down the aisle. These are the reasons. I actually know I was bawling my eyes out on the phone having this conversation with him. Because I didn't want him to feel a certain way and feel like he was being left out. But because he had chosen her over me for so many years, I couldn't put him in front of Daryl when Daryl had never not chosen me.
Yeah.
He always chose me from the day I met him. He chose me.
Yeah.
I was the daughter he never had.
Yeah.
And he got to have.
Yeah.
And with my mom dying a year and a half before, it was actually almost 2 years to the dot. I know that she would have wanted me to pick him.
Yeah.
Because he did more for me than he ever had to. And he still does more for me than he has ever had to. And despite my mom passing, we have actually had a closer relationship because of her passing.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. And I'm so, so, so grateful for it because he's a wonderful human being. So, not that Mark isn't. He deserves somebody that respects him and loves him and doesn't treat him like he's a child that needs to be monitored all the time. Like I feel like she micromanages him.
Yeah.
So, how this, the tea started. Sorry, I got a little bit clapped. Hold on. Let me wipe these tears off before I talk about this hoe real quick. Okay.
Oh my God, I fucking can't.
I can't either. Okay. So my brother travels for work. I think he had let Mark know that he was going to be around his place of residence. And he decided he's like, yeah, come stay with us, please. We have this new house. They aren't even fully moved in yet, as far as I knew. They just gotten there, but my brother's like, sure, no problem. This will be nice. This is doing me a favor, and I get to spend some time with him.
Yeah.
So,
knowing what he's getting into, though.
Yes, he is fully aware that she is there.
Yes.
And he is fully aware that she, and the thing is my brother has stayed with them in the past. This is something he has done a few times over
because he really wants a relationship with his dad.
Because he just really wants to spend time with him. So he's like, I'll take it however I can. Unlike me, I'm like, no. I get him all by himself or nothing. Because, So Matt had stayed with them for about 2.5 weeks. He was downstairs working because I guess they have a basement. So he was in their basement working, staying quiet. It was nighttime. Nothing crazy, but it was night. These people, by the way, because they've both always gotten up at like 4 a.m., they've been like 8 p.m. go-to-bedders. Sure. Ever since I can remember. Like even as a child, these people, they went to bed at 8 or 9. If they were up past 9, it was like a wild night. We were getting crazy. Margaritas was coming out. Like it was crazy.
Yeah.
So,
sounds like me.
Yeah.
That's what my kids are gonna say.
Matt's, doing his own thing. Apparently she comes down the stairs and she starts probing him, poking at him about them not wanting another roommate. And he's like, oh, okay, well, I haven't done anything since I've been here. I haven't seen you guys a whole bunch. But he's like, I was quiet. And he goes, and because I have been berated in the past for drinking too many certain drinks, he's like, my brother says, I have not had one bite of food or any drinks, nothing. I've literally slept in the bed, used the shower.
Yeah.
Like nothing
like he
crazy.
Brought his own food.
Yeah, he brought his own cooler to his father's house. Anyways, so he's starting to get this from her. And he says it quickly escalated. They started yelling at each other. And apparently this went on for at least 20 to 30 minutes. But at some point during this yell session, Mark comes down the stairs, looks at them, may have stayed for a minute or two. I don't remember what my brother had said. Definitely didn't say anything and went back up the stairs. Just walked away from it all. So that right there should give
avoidance.
That should give you the insight right then and there as to why we're still struggling with this issue. So my brother is like, well, I'm not going to stay here. I'm not going to take this. I'm going to pack all my shit up and I'm going to leave.
Yeah.
And so he did. During this time, Linda was yelling at him about me. I don't know where I came up, how it came up, whatever. And your sister's this, your sister's that, talking shit about me to my brother, who, by the way, like, my brother's awesome and he loves me. So like,
yeah, you guys are very
hence
close.
The reason this was an arguing match and even a yelling match is he's like, fuck you. That's my sister. You're not talking shit. At some point she said to him, I'm going to paraphrase because I don't know if this is an exact quote, but the words were, I hope that your sister can never have children because she's evil and doesn't deserve them.
That's disgusting. That's disgusting that another human would even say something remotely close to those words.
So, like, I didn't even have to tell you the whole story, but this right here is my life. So the reason I'm able to laugh is A, I use humor as a coping mechanism, but B, because I have done years of counseling, EMDR, I've done a lot of retrospection as well, included in all of this. And that's where I'm at in life. And that's how I know that she's just a really sad person.
Yeah.
And I can laugh because I feel bad for her.
Yeah, exactly. What a miserable way to live your life.
Like, you literally do nothing but talk shit about your stepdaughter who never did anything wrong to you. And you live thousands of miles away, have zero contact with her.
Well, right, exactly. And if you really wanted to discuss something, like to make sure that, I don't know, we're aligned on like what happened in life. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Come fucking talk to me.
And that's the thing is,
let's go.
Like, that's the thing is,
let's have a conversation. Let's be adults about it.
But the thing is it won't be because
it's just manipulation.
She can't have a conversation. And honestly, like, I really, really, really fucking hate that she put my brother in the middle of this.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you the story about how she did this before in a minute. But putting my brother in the middle of this kind of a hate scenario, Matt's not the person.
Yeah.
He's really not. And I really hate that she put him in the middle of it because I'm right here. I'm right here. You want to have a conversation? I know you guys come to Arizona a couple times a year. I actually know that for a fact. You guys were here in January. So you want to have a conversation? Let's sit down and have a conversation. I'd love to do that. I'd love to hear all the times that I wronged you. And I would like to hear all the times that you made me feel, or I'm sorry, that I made you feel lesser than a person, undeserving of love, and like a fucking bitch. So let's do it. I'm opening up that pathway right now. Did I have that plan coming into this? Absolutely not. No, that just came to me because you know what? Because I can sit here and I can have this conversation. Granted, my heart rate's a little elevated, just like a smidge. But I'm like, bro, not even fucking sweating. Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's have the conversation. You have all this hate in your heart for me. I'm so sorry, and I feel bad for you. I'm not sorry for anything that I ever did. I feel sorry for you. Yeah. I feel sorry because you're carrying around all this hate and remorse and whatever else feelings that you're carrying around that obviously didn't stem from me.
As a 60-something-year-old.
As a 60-something-year-old grown-ass woman, and that's okay. Like, that's the thing is, that's how she needs to express herself through my brother. That's okay. I wouldn't accept it. Yeah. Matt left. He was like, I'm not going to take this. This is not, he didn't deserve that. I don't deserve that, because truly nothing has gone wrong that we have ever done that was in our control.
Yeah.
Yes, we had to live with you for 6 months while my fucking mother was in a coma. And I know that ruined you, because I remember her telling me, I had to go on medication because you guys being here has stressed me out so much. She told me this. I was 13. 13 years old. And my mother was in a coma for 6 months, live or die. We had no idea if she was going to come out of it.
Gross.
So the other time she got my brother involved. So at the beginning of this, I mentioned my biological father don't really have we don't have a relationship because we don't have conversations.
Yeah.
I only found out about my biological father because the plan was to not tell me till I was 18. Mm-hmm. I found out when I was 15 because my brother is a couple of years younger than I am, and I had stopped going over to Mark's house on the weekends because of Linda. And
at what age did you stop going over there?
I was probably 14, 15, right around there.
Yeah.
And Matt came home from the weekend, and I remember him coming into my room, and I don't remember if my mom was there or not yet. And she walked in at some point during this conversation, and Matt looked at my mom and goes, Mom, why did Linda tell me that Ashley's not my real sister? She's only my half sister. Bitch.
Oh my God.
So that's how I found out about my biological father. So like, this is, again, these are all huge life-changing events that have happened to me because of her that were not in my control.
Yeah.
So then I didn't speak to any parent for like 2 weeks after that.
None of y'all.
Fuck all of you guys. You all were in on it. Oh, and by the way, she had told everybody. The stepsisters knew.
Oh my God.
They had known for years.
Oh my God. That's so messed up.
So yeah, that was probably the biggest fuck you she's ever done to me. But again, because this happened when I was 15, like that was 23 years ago. Yeah. I have worked through that.
Yeah. Exactly.
I've worked through all of those really hard emotions, and that's why I'm not crying about it, because like it doesn't affect me anymore. What she puts out into the world and what she does, her negativity doesn't affect me anymore. I choose to stay out of the same room with her so that I do not feel like I am gasping for air, because that's the kind of person she is. She's one of those, and we've all come across those people
that suck the air right
literally
out of the room.
The second they enter, all of a sudden you are choked. Yeah. You are completely fucking choked out.
Totally.
She's that person. And it took me many years to realize that. And thankfully they moved away when they did, because I have been rid of her ever since, and I've been able to heal ever since, because I couldn't deal with it.
Yeah.
And I feel even worse for her daughters and her husband, Mark. I feel really terrible for him, because this has been 30 years he's been doing this. He's been dealing with this. But on the other end, you're a grown-ass man. And by the way, he's a very handsome man. He could do better. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying.
So my poor brother didn't get a chance to actually plead his case to Mark after this whole basement situation went down, which, let's peel that one apart real quick. He shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have to plead a case at all.
Correct.
This had nothing to do with him. He did nothing wrong. Yeah. He did nothing to upset anybody.
Yeah.
It was like that. And that's the wild thing, is like, she feels like she's,
well, and Mark even said, you don't have to apologize for anything.
Yeah.
And how sad.
Right. Because the corresponding messages after, Matt is like, I'm so sorry. And he's like, you don't have to apologize. That's not okay. But yet it's allowed.
Yeah.
He sympathizes, but it's allowed. And I come to find out, because of all of this, I had mentioned a life-changing event, in the last 10 years that she may or may not have gone through. My basis on that was they moved across the country away from all their children.
Right. And
because all of us were still here.
Like, gotten better.
Correct.
Seen life-changing moment.
Well, and that's the thing too. They had a grandkid they were taking care of. I didn't know if they had another grandkid. Anything could have happened. Come to find out, she actually did have a life-changing event. Some really bad illness, sickness that's still affecting her.
Yeah.
To this day. So like, I thought maybe she had changed. Come to find out, she is not.
Yeah.
In the last week, unfortunately, I found out she is not. She has not changed. And it sounds like she may even be more bitter, more upset. And
wild to me. Wild to me.
Isn't it?
Like, what a miserable way to live your life.
Right.
It's wild
sick.
To me.
It's sick. And like I said, I feel bad for her. I feel like, what is wrong with me? I feel bad for her.
Yeah.
Because she couldn't deal with all of her childhood issues. Because trust me, she had some.
Jesus.
Yeah. Because there's no way you grow up to be an adult woman, marry a man with children, and treat them that way without having some deep-rooted issues of herself.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, her parents got divorced when she was young as well.
Yeah.
And her dad remarried.
Yeah.
So she did have a stepmother situation. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
But she did have one. So whatever it was, if it was a good situation, why the fuck didn't you treat me that way? Mm-hmm. If it was a bad situation, why the fuck did you treat me that way?
Yeah.
Because you knew it wasn't, you felt those terrible emotions if you went through a bad situation.
Yep.
But I think that there is a lot of deep-rooted things that she has never dealt with in her life, and they still affect her to this day, and they're going to affect her until the day she dies. Because if she's not going to deal with it by 60-something, I don't think she's going to deal with it at all.
Correct. And that's where I think is interesting for me is like, you have to get to a point and say, if they're not going to fix it by now, then what's going to change? Like, there have been so many, things that have happened along the way that you would think would be a life altering moment for you to like change your life and for you to recognize that you don't need to carry this burden with you anymore of like anger and hatred, and it's, and move on from it. But I think some people just never will. I think that they'll just misery likes company. Yeah. They'll just keep themselves sick. Yeah. Like that's sick. Yeah. And I think a lot of people, just are so accustomed to that feeling, which is so sad. That it's more comfortable. That it's more comfortable instead of stepping outside their comfort zone. Yeah, exactly. Right. And that's the thing is like, never once has she been like, hey, can we sit down and sort this out? That's never, ever happened. Yeah. And that's why I extended it today. Because I'm like, yeah, maybe I could be the change for her. Yeah. But I don't know what she's projecting on her kids. I don't know what she's projecting on her grandson. Yeah. But also, guess what? Not my fucking problem. Yeah, it's not. It's not my problem. And that's what I have to keep remembering is all of her problems are not my problems. Yeah. She cannot give those to me because they're hers. She earned those. Yep. And you just have to respect that you set a boundary for yourself. There it is. And I was the bitch because I set the boundary. Yeah. It's always the person who has the boundary that's a bitch. Yeah. But, like I had to do that for my mom too, right? Before, like probably a year before she passed. And at the end, I felt guilty about it. But then I was like, no, I set a boundary. And she needs to respect it's not that I didn't talk to her, right? I just didn't talk to her every day because it was like making me feel ill. Yeah. But I still wanted that relationship and I was willing to have that relationship in a certain aspect within the confines of my boundaries. Yeah. And that made me feel okay with the situation. Yeah. And even now looking back after she's passed, I'm okay with the boundary that I set because it's exactly what I needed at that time. Yeah. Well, and that's circling back to the beginning of this where we were talking about how
this generation, our generation, you and me, us millennials, we are the generation that are telling our parents to fuck off.
Yeah.
Or not talking to them for certain reasons, or setting these hard boundaries.
Or like at least let's have a conversation about it.
Right.
I'm not going to keep sweeping things under the rug anymore.
And that's what they had to do.
About. And that's exactly what they had to do.
They had to do that because it was improper to air your laundry. Right. It was improper to talk about your marital issues, your children issues. It was improper. And that's how they grew up. And hence the reason, like, our moms turned into these hippie, free loving people who reflected that onto us as women to be always, we are independent women. Yeah. We can stand our own ground. We can do whatever we want to do. And they didn't have those mothers. So in that, they broke that chain for us. Yeah. And now you're teaching your daughter the same thing. Cause trust me, girlfriend has lots of imagination and I love it. I love it so much. I love it, love it, love it. But this is the opinionated girl is now getting to have her opinions out. Correct. And we get to be that first generation that gets to break that. Yeah. And I'm so grateful for that because I don't have to live with that. The propriety of, well, she's your stepmother. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Every time she was ever nice to me, she did it with a smile on her face and a sneer in her eye. Yeah. And it's like, if it doesn't suit you, let it go. And that's okay. And even if you're on the receiving end of it, you know what I mean? If it doesn't suit them, then that's okay. That's the life that they have chosen to live. Correct. And all we can do is
do anything about it.
And all we can do is sit back and watch. Yeah. And hope that it doesn't go too deep too fast, you know? Yeah. So, yeah.
And I'm sure there are a ton of people out there who, you know, have to have set boundaries with, whether it's with a parent, a step parent, a grandparent, a friend, whatever the case may be.
A spouse. Set those fucking boundaries because you will respect yourself more in 5 years. Yeah. And being like, man, I'm so glad I set that boundary.
Yeah. And you have to like understand how much you're willing to take because everybody's different and that's okay.
And because and the whole different thing is we've all dealt with whole bunches of different things in our lives. Yeah. And that's how you get to figure out where those boundaries come from. That's why.
And what you can handle.
We don't set a lot of boundaries in our 20s because we're trying to figure it out. We're trying to take the risks. We're trying to be fun. And then like being fun is like, oh, I don't want to go out and get wasted every weekend and feel like shit for the next day. Like, I don't want to do that. So you cut those people out of your life. So then it's like you're
always evolving.
You're always evolving and always maybe not necessarily cutting people out, maybe just moving them to the side and letting them be, instead of your top 8, they're in your top 20. Do you know what I mean?
I cannot.
But it's true. Like it's you... Because at the end of the day,
some people just don't change with you and that's okay. It's not like you hate them or you dislike them, or in some cases you do, but in other cases you don't. Yeah. And you move on from it and that's okay. Like,
and that's
totally okay.
Just know, and it's okay to always change your mind.
Yeah.
People, I feel, and I'm going to say women because I'm a woman and I have felt this way too many times, is like, I know, like I said, I want to do this, but like, I looked into it and I actually don't.
Yeah.
And I'm at that stage where, I mean, you and anybody else who knows me can be like, oh yeah, Ashley will never do anything she doesn't want to do. Yeah. Am I willing to do things I've never done? Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Travel to new places, try new things. Yeah. But if I do it and I ain't liking it, I'm telling you I ain't doing it again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And that's okay. And I think that's the point.
Yeah.
Making your own boundaries, sticking to those boundaries, despite what society may fucking tell you. If it doesn't feel good in your gut, don't fucking do it. Yeah. And that's something because of all of this doesn't feel good.
Yeah. You got to listen to your intuition.
I had to listen to that so many times as a kid and push it aside. And I think that's why I'm so adamant as an adult to listen to your gut, to have those feelings and be like, never mind. I'm gonna just go. Okay, bye.
Totally.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's never served me wrong.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well.
So, I mean, And conclusion, we love you guys. And this was the tea for now. There probably won't be any further tea, to be honest with you.
Honestly, I hope there is. I hope there's more tea to report on. I hope that we get to continue this journey of tea together.
The stepmom tea. I know, right? No. And I'd be fine
I'd
be fine if there's no more tea, but I'm gonna tell you what, if she does reaches out, you guys, y'all be the first to know for sure.
Hilarious.
Because I'll do it.
Yeah.
And we'll record it.
Duh. Oh
because video or it never happened. All right, guys.
All right.
We love you.
Well, we love you. Have a great day.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.